What's up, my dude? Your friendly neighborhood Tony here, and in today's video, we are going to be unboxing not just any portable monitor, but the #1 most reviewed portable monitor on Amazon. And right now, this thing is on sale for almost 50% off, so I absolutely wanted to jump on real quick, pick it up, and then show you guys around the monitor to see if it's something that you might want to get for yourself. If you do decide you want to pick it up yourself, or if you just want to check out more information on it, I will link to it in the description box below. If you use that link, it definitely helps out the channel at no additional cost to you. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look around the box, and then we'll crack this thing open and take a look at it further. So this is from a brand called KYY, which is a brand that you might not be particularly familiar with. It's certainly not one of those name brand companies like Samsung or LG, but I have seen them around quite a bit, especially when it comes to more budget monitors, and they seem to do a really good job. And what we're looking at here is something that isn't meant to be some super high resolution, high refresh rate monitor. It's supposed to be something portable that works with your laptop or your game system or whatever you want to hook this thing into, and doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So the version we have here is gray. I believe that's the only version that I saw on Amazon. And around the sides of the box, it just says KYY. Let's go ahead and flip it over to see if there's any details, any information on the back here. So the first thing we notice, it is a 15.6 inch Type-C FHD portable monitor, so that's going to be 1080p full high definition, so not 4K with this, but at this particular size, 15.6 inches, really 4K isn't going to do a whole lot for you. And with the price that this is coming in at, you totally could not expect it to be anything more than 1080p. Now this is a Type-C monitor, which means that it has more than just an HDMI connection. You'll be able to plug in whatever other devices that go through USB-C, and it'll transfer both power and video through that one cable. So if you want to use this to kind of extend the monitor on your laptop, or if you have any systems that send out video through USB-C, you'll be able to connect that directly into this monitor, and then you shouldn't have to power the monitor separately. But let's go ahead and crack this open and take a look at it further. So flip that around real quick and slide the top off. The box itself is actually pretty decent quality, so right off the bat, I think that's a good sign. Also, you have everything protected in here with a lot of foam, so they're not chinsing out or anything like that on the packaging, which is always a good sign. Before we get to the monitor, it looks like on the left-hand side here, we have what might be a power brick. And if we open that up here, yes, it looks like just a typical USB connector here, and that's, good to have. I'm sure I have a million of those floating around, and you probably do too. And then we have the monitor in here. Now, I didn't see a cable for the power brick. It looked like just the power brick. Actually, we've got more than just the monitor in here. There's the case itself. So let's pull this out and set it to the side and see what else we have underneath. Oh, here we go. It looks like we do have a USB cable, or at least some sort of cable in here. Oh no, that's a HDMI. Oh, perfect. So this comes with a mini HDMI to HDMI cable, which is fantastic. I actually didn't think it came with one, so I went ahead and purchased a mini HDMI to HDMI adapter. So you shouldn't need to buy this unless you just want to get an adapter and then be able to use all the regular HDMI cables you have sitting around the house. If you do, I'll link to this in the description box below. This was a really good deal on just a real simple adapter. But the device itself does come with a cable, which is awesome. I will definitely be using that in my testing. If you want to see my full testing, make sure you stick around on the channel for that. I'll be doing that in a separate video. But we've got our mini HDMI to HDMI cable, which is great. We also have something else in here. Let's see, is this the USB cable? One of these has to be. Okay, there we go. Yes, this is USB-C to regular USB. So again, this is going to work with the power brick that they gave us, and then plug in USB-C into the device itself. So perfect, that works really well. Love to see that. Coming with everything that you might need. We've got our little manual here, which if you're confused about how anything works, this looks pretty detailed. It's got a bunch of information here about how to set it up and how to use the menu in the actual device. Then we've got one other, looks like a cable in here. Let's take a look at that. And that is, oh, okay, we've got just a regular USB-C to USB-C cable in here, which is nice to have as well. So you can connect this to a device, like I mentioned earlier, that sends out video through USB-C. And yeah, this is great for the price that this thing is coming in at. It is providing you with everything you need. You've got your USB-C cable, your mini HDMI to HDMI, you've got your power cable as well as the power brick, really everything you could need. So let's set this to the side, and then we will look at the actual device. Okay, here we go. So this is in a bit of a plastic sleeve. We'll just take that out, and we've got the case that the monitor comes in, which is kind of almost like a rubbery, almost felt material. It's kind of hard to describe, but we've got that. And also a little bit of minimal branding here, kind of embossed in the case is just KYY. I don't know if you can see that there. And if we flip this open, oh, okay, this is nice quality. There's like a brushed aluminum on the back of the monitor. There's the monitor itself. Excuse the reflections. You've got some information on how to connect this to different devices, Android, iOS devices, and so forth. So that's nice. It's always good when they provide you some additional information. I know a lot of us aren't particularly tech savvy, but this is cool. It tells you how to set up the stand and everything. So I love that, and how to connect it and get the menus working and all that. Now on the device itself, let's move this case to the side. The case is magnetized. I don't know if you can tell that, but it magnetizes shut, and I believe, and we can mess around with this later, but in order to set it up, it's like this origami type situation where you fold it backwards. So we'll mess around with that in a bit. But here is the actual monitor. It comes with a plastic protected surface here. Let's see if I can peel this off. It looks like there's some tape as well. So we'll be careful here and try not to mess that up. There we go. It's nice that they would keep that protected. And I can definitely tell that we have a matte finish on here, which is going to be good for, you know, reducing glare or anything like that. If you're using this in, you know, an outdoor environment or anything that has windows or brightly lit room, that's going to help reduce glare on the screen. It's actually feels like it's good material here. It's not too heavy. It's actually fairly light, but I like the feel of what appears to be brushed aluminum all the way around here, including the bezels. But yeah, so far my first impressions just holding this in the hand is pretty solid, especially for the price. Now, if we work around it, on the top, there's nothing. On the right side, we've got a few things here. Let's see if you can see that. We've got a speaker, it looks like. We've got two USB-C ports over here, as well as the mini HDMI connection. On the opposite side, we have what appears to be a power button, a rocker here, which is probably used to access and move through the menus, and a headphone jack on there as well. Oh, and the speaker on this side. So we've got dual speakers on either side of the device, which is really good. I'm sure the audio isn't going to be phenomenal, but it's cool to have some speakers if you want to use this on the go and you don't want to have to connect it to external speakers. You want to kind of go as minimal as possible. And then on the very back, which we kind of saw earlier, there's not a whole lot going on there. Just a sticker there with the model number. So just a little bit of information on the back there, but pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I like it so far. What we're going to do here now is I'm going to go ahead and get this thing set up. I'm going to hook it up to my MacBook Air. I'm going to hook it up to my PC as a secondary monitor. I will hook it up to my game system as well, my PlayStation 5 and my handheld Android game system, and we'll test it out on all of that to make sure that it works well with all the different options. If you have any questions about this, let me know in the comments below. Again, I was kind of looking for the most budget and practical device here that serves my needs. But if there's something else that you're looking for, I'd love to hear it as well. I'm very excited to get this thing hooked up and test it out. And if you want to see that, of course, make sure you stick around on the channel. That's going to be it for me today. I'll catch you next time in the Spare Tech Room. Be good.